The British royal family, once a symbol of unassailable tradition and unity, now stands at a crossroads, gripped by a crisis that threatens to redefine its legacy. King Charles III's declining health, coupled with the perceived pettiness and irrelevance of Prince William, the heir apparent, has plunged the House of Windsor into a state of desperation. In the shadow of this turmoil, Prince Harry, the so-called spare, and his wife Meghan Sussex continue to command global attention, their independence and charisma overshadowing the palace's carefully curated narrative. The monarchy's anxiety is palpable as it grapples with a future that feels increasingly uncertain. Reports of secret meetings, leaked proposals, and attempts to control the Sussexes' movements reveal a family struggling to maintain relevance in a world that seems captivated by those it once cast aside. This is a story of rivalry, redemption, and the unrelenting power of public perception, where the spare outshines the heir, and the palace's efforts to reclaim control only highlight its vulnerabilities. At the heart of the royal family's crisis lies King Charles's health, a shadow that looms large over Buckingham Palace. Diagnosed with cancer in February 2024, the monarch's condition has sparked fears about the monarchy's stability, with insiders whispering about the brevity of his reign. In this climate of uncertainty, Charles has reportedly sought to mend ties with his estranged son, Prince Harry, as evidenced by a clandestine meeting between their aides in July 2025 at the Royal Overseas League in London. This peace summit, involving Harry's Chief of Staff, Meredith Maines, and Charles's Communications Secretary, Tobin Andrew, was framed as an olive branch, a step toward reconciliation after years of estrangement. Yet the lack of transparency about the meeting's agenda raises questions about the palace's motives. Is this a genuine attempt to heal the rift, or a calculated move to regain influence over a son who has built a life beyond the monarchy's reach? The Windsors' desperation to bring Harry back into the fold suggests a recognition that their public image is faltering without him. Central to this drama is the proposal for Harry to share his official schedule with the royal family, a move touted as a way to avoid public clashes and accusations of overshadowing. The idea, reported by the Mail on Sunday, is that transparency about the Sussexes' engagements would prevent their events from eclipsing those of Charles, William, or other royals. However, this proposal is met with skepticism, given Harry's well-documented distrust of the palace, particularly over security concerns. After losing his appeal for state-funded protection in the United Kingdom, Harry has repeatedly stated that he cannot safely bring his family to Britain, a sentiment he expressed in a May 2025 BBC interview. The notion that he would willingly share his schedule with an institution he accuses of neglecting his safety seems implausible. Instead, palace leaks about this offer are widely seen as a PR tactic, designed to paint the Sussexes as desperate for reconciliation while masking the Windsors' own anxieties about their diminishing influence. The reality is that the palace seeks to control Harry and Meghan Sussex's movements, hoping to curb their ability to dominate headlines and overshadow royal events. The Sussexes' enduring popularity is a thorn in the side of the royal family, whose attempts to suppress their visibility have honestly spectacularly failed. Despite stepping back from royal duties in 2020 and relocating to California, Harry and Meghan Sussex continue to captivate the public imagination. Harry's recent visit to Angola, retracing his late mother Princess Diana's steps to raise awareness for landmine clearance, garnered widespread media coverage, even eclipsing Queen Camilla's 78th birthday celebrations. Meghan Sussex's launch of her lifestyle brand, As Ever, and her Netflix series with Love Meghan have further cemented their relevance, drawing attention away from traditional royal engagements. The palace's efforts to portray the Sussexes as attention seekers have in fact backfired, quietly admitting their failure to diminish the couple's influence. The media's fixation on Harry and Meghan Sussex, even when they are not actively seeking the spotlight, really underscores their power, a power that the royal family both envies and fears. The palace's desire to coordinate schedules is less about harmony and more about managing a narrative that consistently favors the Sussexes. Prince William, the heir apparent, finds himself at the center of this struggle, his public image tarnished by perceptions of pettiness and ineffectiveness. Reports suggest that the schedule-sharing proposal has expanded to include Kensington Palace, with William seeking to manage his brotherly rivalry with Harry and prevent public competition. Yet this strategy appears doomed to fail, as William's efforts to boost his profile, through initiatives like the Earthshot Prize or public appearances, pale in comparison to Harry's global appeal. The media consistently prioritizes stories about the Sussexes, even when William and Kate are more active publicly. For instance, Harry's Angola trip dominated headlines, while William's appearances at events like Wimbledon or a UEFA Women's Euro match received less attention. This dynamic highlights a paradox. Harry, the exiled spare, outshines William the heir, challenging the traditional hierarchy of the monarchy. William's reported indifference to Harry's overtures, coupled with his absence from the July peace summit, suggests a personal grudge that only deepens the perception of his pettiness. The royal family's attempts to manage this crisis reveal a deeper struggle to maintain relevance in a changing world. The palace's leaks about schedule sharing and reconciliation talks are, honestly, a desperate bid to control the narrative, but they only underscore Harry and Meghan Sussex's dominance. 5 years after stepping back from royal life, the Sussexes remain a focal point of public and media interest, their every move scrutinized and celebrated. The palace once hoped the public would forget Harry, but his charitable work with organizations like the Halo Trust and Invictus Games keeps him in the spotlight, reinforcing his connection to his mother's legacy. Meanwhile, William's Earthshot Prize, while laudable, struggles to capture the same level of enthusiasm, overshadowed by the Sussexes' charisma and independence. The monarchy's efforts to coordinate schedules are less about collaboration and more about boosting William's profile, a kind of futile attempt to counter the Sussexes' natural ability to draw attention. This paradox, of the spare outshining the heir, challenges the very foundation of the royal hierarchy. Harry, once dismissed as the less significant son, has become a global figure whose influence really transcends the confines of monarchy. His work, rooted in causes like veterans' welfare and humanitarian aid, resonates with a younger, more diverse audience, while William's traditional role feels increasingly out of step. The palace's quiet coordination with Harry, whom they once sought to marginalize, is a tacit admission of his enduring power. Yet this coordination comes at a cost, exposing the Windsors' vulnerabilities and their reliance on a figure they once rejected. The media's relentless focus on Harry and Meghan Sussex, even amidst palace efforts to promote William and Kate, underscores a truth the monarchy cannot escape. The Sussexes are not just a challenge to the royal narrative, but a redefinition of what royalty can mean in the modern age. As the royal family navigates this crisis, the path forward is, well, fraught with uncertainty. King Charles's health, William's struggles, and Harry's prominence create a perfect storm that threatens to redefine the monarchy's future. The palace's attempts to control the Sussexes' narrative have failed, their leaks and maneuvers only amplifying Harry and Meghan Sussex's influence. The conclusion is clear. The royal family must move beyond pettiness and control, embracing a new vision of unity that includes those it once pushed away. Harry and Meghan Sussex, with their global platform and unyielding commitment to their values, have shown that influence need not come from titles or tradition, but from authenticity and impact. The monarchy's salvation lies not in suppressing the spare, but in learning from him, recognizing that a family divided cannot stand, but a family united, even across oceans, can inspire a world yearning for connection. As the Windsors face their bleak future, the choice is theirs. Cling to a fading hierarchy, or embrace a legacy that includes the sun who, against all odds, continues to shine.